Hi people, this is Tigress from UK Soca Scene and I'm here with the recent winners of the UK Soca Awards, Scrappy, Triniboi Joocie, Mr. Zaya, Muzik Lil Muzik. Welcome all. How are you guys?
Good man, cool, cool.
Good.
How does it feel to be winners? Come on! You all look like someone dying or something.
Everybody live just
It feels good. It feels like a good achievement that all our hard work has paid off over the last year or so.
Any other input? Or are you all still feeling a bit
Hangover from the event?
Yeah?
No. Yeah, Triniboi.
Nah man, no, again it was it's a pleasure, you know, to be recognized for what you're doing, and you know, it's an honor to see that they're doing something like this in the UK. So yeah, something I'm happy about. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the awards ceremony itself. So how was it? How was the show? How was the presentation? How was the whole night?
How did it go?
Scrappy? How did that go? Scrappy?
You know, I'm busy until. First, let me apologize to everybody for not turning up. You know what I mean? Me busy work on remixes for 2013 for some of my songs and them I put out anyway, so you know, I couldn't really turn up. But Triniboi, me here sweep the night. You're probably the only artist that get on double, ain't it? You get on double.
Cutie.
Trinidad thing doubles, no?
Yeah, no, it was a good it was a good event in terms of a lot of the people who was there was for soca in the UK, and whether it was DJs, promoters, artists, producers, you know, it was good to see those people who was there in the same room and really showing support to the artists who was recognized through getting awards, and also for the artists who performed on the night, like Mr. Zaya, Muzik Lil Muzik, and myself.
Okay, ladies, how do you, anything?
It was good. We wasn't there for long because we had to leave after our performance, but from what we experienced, I think it was a good event. I can't say much because we weren't there for long, but we performed, that went well. Obviously we won our award, so it was a successful night for us.
Yeah, I loved it. It was fun. I enjoy it. Anything. Not anything. Like I enjoy like soca events. I like it because it's not like a fair. It was a different sort of vibe. So I enjoyed it. And it was a bonus that we won awards, and it was a bonus that we performed, so it was really nice.
I must say one thing. You scrubbed up well, and ladies, you did look beautiful. So yeah, represented.
Thank you.
You mean you dressed up good? You dressed good. I was like, sit down, man. I don't know. I scrubbed up. Sorry.
I'm not familiar. Is this at East London too? Oh, sorry. So I don't. Well,
yeah. So just basically
Swank up.
Alright. Swank up.
I'll say Trini style, you swank up. So
Sorry. A month and style me when you big, you look clean.
But yeah, you know what I mean. Obviously, it's a one-off kind of event, as the girls were saying. We don't have to. It's not a jeans and t-shirt, but you have to look presentable and that touch of class, you know, for that night, and to really present yourself and shake it.
Well. Right, so the most important question is winning the award itself. So some of you have won quite a few this year. I'm sure your mantelpiece is getting full. And obviously some of you winning the first time. So I want to individually ask you what it means to win that award, if it changes anything in your life, and what it has done to you as a person and your growth as an artist. So I'll start with you, Scrappy.
Well, for me, getting the award basically means that there is a support for soca music here in the UK. It means that you get recognized for the work that you put in, because it is a thing where it's not like a panel of judges that basically come together, sit down and talk about who deserves an award. It's basically down to fans, supporters, followers, and deciding, okay, listen, I'm going to go through the different categories or whatever, and I'm going to look at who I think, from, you know, my knowledge as a fan or as a supporter, deserves whichever award for whichever category. So for the fact that, you know, we have a UK or for the fact that in the UK we get recognized, whether if we have voters internationally or locally or whatever the case is, then it basically means that we can continue with this culture, and it basically means that we have people out there that we need to perform for, instead of thinking, okay, this promoter ain't booking me, or how come I'm not on that show, whatever the case is. You need to look beyond that and realize, look, you know, I mean, you have fans, you have supporters, and you have people out there that listen to what you put out, you know, and they accept it. So for me, you know, that's what it means really. So you gotta keep on basically feeding those people our talent for this culture.
And Triniboi?
Similar to Scrappy, but in terms of, for me, winning the awards, it's more for my team and for the people who I work closely with. You know, I'm grateful, definitely grateful, and I'm happy that I'm getting that support from fans as well as people who listen to soca and probably don't even know me, you know. But in terms of the awards, I think it kind of shows, especially for my team, that if you work hard, you can achieve, you know. And that is something that I believe is always good to have goals and aims. So like, for instance, we set the goal to, alright, we need to work hard, you know, and by working hard, this is what you get. Most of the time, it's not really about winning awards, but you gain awards from working hard. So if you understand what I mean, it's a cycle that goes on, even though you mightn't plan to get it or do it, but it will happen once you continue to push and work hard. So winning the awards was good for me as an artist, but it also helped my team and show that when you work hard, you could
pays off.
Pays off, yeah.
And Mr. Zara?
Winning the award is always good to be recognised, as Scrappy and Triniboi has already said. After you work hard and you put the music out and you go through the process, it's always a good thing to know that people in the UK have recognised it and appreciate it and supporting the fact that you know, put out your life out there, because, you know, when you have a song before it's released in the studio, it's like your baby, and then you're releasing it onto the world. So it's a nice thing that they can accept it and recognize it and, you know, vote for you. But in terms of on a whole, I think that having awards makes you a bit more established as an artist. So I know for all of us now, it's going to establish us a bit more, show promoters that, you know, we are actually great artists as it is, and we have a support base, we have a fan club per se, and, you know, if we come to your shows and stuff, we have supporters and followers that will come with us to support us. So yeah.
Okay. And Muzik Lil Muzik?
The three questions were, what does the award mean to you? Does it change anything?
Yeah, what's it done? Basically, what does it mean to you winning that award? Does it change anything? What does it do to your career and also your growth as well as a person?
Most of the things that we've done are mostly competitions, so that's more like where there's a panel of people judging you and then you win based on what you present. Whereas the awards, it's given us like a different kind of recognition. It's allowed us to know that maybe there are people out there that we didn't know who actually like our stuff, who are supporting us, because you don't know all of the people that listen to your music or who support you. So by winning the awards, it's like, oh wow, like maybe we've actually got people who are definitely like taking interest to what we're doing, and it just gives you a bit more motivation to go on. Also, like Triniboi said, we have a team.
About the team, because it was nice to win the award, because you work with, or some artists work with quite a lot of people, especially when it comes to putting on performances and stuff. And like Sam said, that's like most of our experience lies in putting on performances with a group of people. So it's nice to, because it's our name, you know, Muzik Lil Muzik, and for every other artist it's Triniboi. Even though when you have your team, you want them to feel appreciated as well. So as they put in the effort to even make you established in the beginning, I think it's a great thing that we're able to win that award, not just for us, for Muzik Lil Muzik, but for the whole team, because we have different elements that make up Muzik Lil Muzik, and I was just so proud just because of that, because it was nice. So like Triniboi said, when you put in the work, you reap the rewards at the end there.
It doesn't change. It doesn't really change anything, because you're like, we set out to be hard workers. We're still going to be hard workers. It's not an opportunity to become complacent now that you've won this award.
Yeah,
if anything, it just makes you want to work harder so that you can achieve more. And also, it just gives you a bit more of a platform. It's just it's a title, right? So it just makes you, it gives you some validation. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
So with the
Sounds so funny. It's pretty cool. I wouldn't say that. It's not pretty cool to me. It's great.
Either way, it's the same thing. We just express it in different ways.
That's cool. That's cool. So with the scene kind of growing and the light on the UK soca scene, what do you think? I know you said it has credibility to you as artists. What do you think of the international scene, seeing you guys win? How do you think they would actually approach you and how they will deal with you in the future?
Depends on whether they know that we've won.
Well,
So it depends on... No, I mean,
no, I think like you know when the nominations were going on, obviously I think the awards was good as well because it put international artists with UK artists, because I saw a lot of international artists like the Vinci ones, they all got together, they were like vote Team Vinci, you had Friction for producer, you had Fire Empress, you had, you know, I can't remember if Skinny was in there, but like there was a lot of them, they got together and they got all their fan base to vote Vinci on the award list. So I know that they would know who won from there, from St Vincent, and I know that they would have recognised who else was on the list. It's obvious if you look down a list of artists, you're like, wait, I've never heard of that person before. You might actually take interest, or you might have heard of the person, but it just reiterates it if you see them there again. Do you know what I mean? So I think that internationally it kind of could have been recognised, because JC also did say that he's had like thousands of people voting and stuff like that. So I think in that sense it does make us more recognised, but I don't know if they found out who actually did win from the UK, or if they just found out who won internationally. I don't know. So I don't know.
I think that as Muzik Lil Muzik was saying, it's always a good thing to be nominated and win award amongst other international artists. So the fact in itself that there was an international aspect to the awards makes it a bit more recognized, because I know Precision was in there and they won for best producers, and when they won, and just the same as how Team Vinci done, they were still getting their people to kind of vote and stuff like that. So on that aspect, it will allow people to see from the list, and hopefully it wouldn't be a thing where the international people just look on their list and see their stuff. They still look through the whole thing, and to see the names, it already plants the seed. Exactly. So even if they don't know about us, it's planting the seed. So when they do hear about us, or they do see something, our name somewhere, it plants the seed. And for international artists, international fan base, international promoters, anything international, just having your name on there, it plants a seed in somebody's mind, so that you already, everything else that you do, it will kind of remind them, oh, that's the girls that won, or that's the guys that won, stuff like that. So.
Any other inputs?
Triniboi.
Sorry, if you can just remind me the question.
This is like contestant number 4.
Yeah, that's it.
I said, so how do you think the international scene is going to see you, obviously bearing in mind that you've been voted, and it was publicised across different international sites and also local as well? How do you feel?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good platform again, as Muzik Lil Muzik and Mrs. I said. You know, it's a very good platform to be alongside the big names, so to speak, in the game. However, I hope it's something that they could build on from. So it's not only just you guys voted and recognize who was on the list or who won the awards, but to also say, well, how could we be a part of the awards, or is there going to be another awards, and how can we develop that even more? You know, it's something that I would look forward to in terms of as the awards and the support we get internationally. So yeah, I think I'm very grateful for being alongside and being put up and being nominated, you know, alongside the other UK soca artists first and foremost, because I definitely believe if we don't have the artists here, we wouldn't be able to have a scene. We wouldn't be able to have a UK Soca Music Awards, you know. We wouldn't be able to have these things without the other UK soca artists. So I'm glad that we have artists who I do believe have that quality, they have that standard, you know, their music is good. Whether or not the discussions about it's good for DJs to play or not whatsoever, that's for them to talk about. I'm not really interested in that. But I am glad to be nominated alongside other UK soca artists, and I know it'll be big in the next couple of years, man. You know what I mean? Something to look forward to. Yeah.
Scrappy, anything?
But internationally, what it does is it is really down to the management of these artists to be very much aware of what happens in that genre worldwide. Because I know a lot of artists, they only focus on maybe going to America, New York Labor Day, Miami Carnival, Toronto Caravana, and that's it. You know what I mean? So depending on the management team for the artists, if they're considering Europe as a possible avenue for the artists, then obviously they would keep an eye out for Europe and, you know what I mean, look to see what's happening in Europe. And if it means that we have people here voting, people taking part, we have fans and supporters for soca, then it simply means that door is already open. So it is something that they could possibly look into. So obviously, as an artist or as part of the management team for an artist, if you're going to take a product into a different territory, then most times the business-minded thing to do would to link with, quote-unquote, the best. So if you know you're going to branch into Europe, then you basically look at who was voted the best for whatever. If you need a producer, then you look for the best producer. Artists, you look for the best artist, you know, and that kind of stuff. So what it does now internationally, again, it's really down to how the international market views us and how we take this event and market it to that international market. Some of us might think Europe is just fine for me. Some of us might think, you know what, let's make these people from other territories very much aware of what we're doing. Making them aware of what we're doing and see that we have a market that exists and a whole soca society that lives and happens and works and writes and produces, and artists working with producers in the Caribbean working back with UK working with Berlin back with UK with London. The whole network, it basically helps different artists from different avenues, different parts of the world. Sometimes maybe artists cannot get into a show in Caribana or New York or whatever, but they might think, you know what, let me try UK, because I mean that market exists and this market is already full, so to speak. Because when you look at those different territories and Caribana and New York Liberty, 16 artists, one show, a next artist, you know, it's really hard to get into that. However, seeing that this is working and this is happening, it might be an option that they think, you know what, let me try this way instead. And if you get a fan base over here, then it just might have a reaction over there that comes back over here, that goes back there for come back there. And that's how it works, you know what I mean? So that is my whole take on the whole thing.
Okay. So I'm going to start with you guys as the best UK duo or group. What is next for you and what can we look forward to? Obviously it's nearly Christmas and 23rd is just around the corner, so what is next on the plan?
Well, we have quite a few plans. We're always planning. Previously, obviously we've only been out for 2 years, just over 2 years, and we've always had plans of expanding Muzik Lil Muzik, not just singing, like not just singing. Like we're performers, we're dancers, we're teachers, we do a lot. So so far, well, both of us have put on a Caribbean cultural experience, M&M Caribbean cultural experience, which is when we go into schools and, well, the first project was when I got young people from this borough, Hackney, and took them to Carnival Village, and we done like a workshop with them, creating masks and steel pans, and a dance workshop where we danced to soca, like, and we done a sort of dance fusion with like contemporary and just using basically our experiences. And that was really successful, so we've been basically trying to bring it into more places. Actually last week we went into a school and done a workshop, and yeah, so we're basically trying to push that, and also make music throughout the year, because when I was studying in America for 1 year, and we've only been out for over 2 years, so if you work it out, I've only been here with my sister for a year and a bit, so that's why music sometimes couldn't flow the way we wanted it to all the time, but it will be consistent, and for Christmas we will have quite a few songs coming out. So
we look forward to hearing those.
Anything else, honey?
I think you kind of covered it.
Good.
Okay.
Obviously, great music. The M&M brand, like, just being expanded into education, because we just feel it's really important for young people, especially of West Indian background, to know who they are so that they can know where they're going to. So we want to be facilitators into helping them do that. So that's why we're bringing some culture into schools and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're working on separate from music.
Okay. So where can people get information in terms of your up and coming edutainment?
Our Twitter page, at Muzik Lil Muzik, you can follow us. Our Facebook page, you can like us. We're going to have a website coming soon. We've got like quite a few songs, loads of videos of our performances and stuff. You'll be able to find them on the website, which if you keep an eye on our Facebook page, you'll know when the website's going to be released. And
we're making a new Facebook page for the actual project that we're putting together. We have a team, like I was saying about our team, that the Muzik Lil Muzik team, it's weird how it started just around Muzik Lil Muzik, but our whole team is so talented. Everyone has their own talents, and we want to bring everything out in everybody. So we're going to expand our team. It's basically called the Make Life Magnificent crew. So basically everyone's going to have their own thing going on, and we're going to have a Facebook for that, but you have to check out Muzik Lil Muzik's page to find out when that's coming out.
Yeah, and also our YouTube channel, we're going to have some videos coming out soon on that, so just got to
stay tuned, because this is the time where we're actually together.
And we've both graduated that night.
I'm graduating in January, but I'll finish my degree.
So now we can
actually do us solidly
and work together.
It's going to be great and so exciting.
Okay, well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And Miss Desire, what does the future hold 2013 for you?
Where are we now? November. Okay, basically. You know what? The year has just gone so quickly, literally. I swear it was like January 1st the other day, and now it's November. Whatever, Scrappy. Basically, from now until the end of this month, we're really pushing the MTV Unsigned thing. And we're just working on getting as much votes as we can in the whole Team Desire camp, and so basically that is our main focus at the moment for this month, although we have a lot of shows going on now. But for 2013 I'm going down to Trinidad to push the Give It To Me song. We're recording the video in Trinidad, so that'll be nice for everybody to see when it eventually does come out. Then is back on to working for stuff for Cropover, stuff for Notting Hill, stuff for Berlin. There's so much things going on next year. It's crazy. It's a lot of organising which producers I'm working with, which writers I'm working with, collaborations. So 2013 is just kind of looking a bit hectic right now, but there is going to be a lot of good music coming out, a lot of good collaborations, a lot of good videos coming out. Also, the Desires world is going into a few more carnivals, so you can look out for that also. And just so much things going on. I can't even explain all that, but yeah. It's all good. There's a lot of hectic planning, a lot of sleepless nights, but it's good.
It'll pay off. Triniboi?
Right, what we have coming up, boy. Trinidad, obviously, Trinidad Carnival 2013, we'll be in that. I have about 3 releases to come up for that, so look forward to that, which should be releasing within the next couple of weeks, so yeah, look out for that. What else, boy? What we have coming? We working similar to what Muzik Lil Muzik is kind of. I'm glad we're doing this interview. It's so crazy, like, until people start talking, you realize that you have similar ideas that is so, yeah. But if it wasn't for this interview, you wouldn't exactly know, you know. So but similar to them, we've been doing actually my Joocie camp. We've been doing Black History Month. Normally we've done that where we go around to estates and we have dance workshop where they actually dancing, but it's my music dancing to. So we have a DJ. You know what I mean? We have a DJ. We have pan. We have food. We have, because that's DJ Scam. As we were saying, we have a lot of talented people. Yes. You know what I mean? Writers, singers, poets, fashion people. It's like, you know what I mean? So it's quite interesting, you know, to see that how we're doing the same thing, but we have similar ideas, you know. So yeah, that's good, man. It's kind of, at least I know I'm doing something right then. You know what I mean? You know, right. So in terms of that, but yeah, we just working on that basically next year to try and be on everything again like we was on this year, even broadening, so not only focusing on London but hopefully internationally, tapping into a lot of the international market. It's something that we aim to do, you understand? Because he had links and things, so you know what I mean? We right. I put you on blast now, right? So you understand? Don't feel we sit down in here in vain, you know? We gotta exchange some details, you know what I mean? So we had that. So yeah, man. It's just, you know, I think 2013 for me, and also I think for the UK scene, I hope we could build from this, man, because I think this year definitely has been successful in terms of the UK artists, in terms of even the scene, because I think this year was one of the first years that we've had a lot of international artists come and perform at band launches and stuff in that sense, you know what I mean? So I think it's a very good platform and it's grown over the past couple months. It's for us to build on from that. UK promoters, DJs, all your support what we have. Promoters especially, make sure, you know what I mean, we have quality here. You understand? We have quality here. Whether or not you don't like me, you could book she. If you don't like she, you could book she. If you don't like them, you could book he. Otherwise, you have a good event, you book all 4 weeks. You understand what I'm saying? You have a big and a broad show, but 2013 should be good, man. That's it.
Well, I'm sensing a little collab with your community.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean?
You're like a Wolverine soca artist, eh? Like a Malcolm X type soca artist. Well, you see, for me, when you say what next, when it comes to UK and you know everything that has happened, for me it's like 2 ways. What next as an artist for myself is taking my band Tropical Storm, which is a London-based band, and putting on more events and placing soca in places that we already know and places that we haven't been. Like for instance, one of the things that we've been working on is getting the band to perform in one of them shopping malls kind of thing. You know what I mean? And these are things that the mainstream industry does, meaning the UK R&B market and those kind of things. And what I'm trying to do is emulate what they're doing, take what we're doing and place it in the same place. So it's basically the same method, because music is music at the end of the day, and if they're doing it in malls, then we can do it in malls. If they can do it in trees, then we can do it in trees. You know what I mean? It basically simply means that the ideas that they're taking, we're taking those ideas as well and apply those ideas to our culture. Because at the end of the day, we need to be different, we need to be creative. And one thing with the Caribbean industry in itself, it's very infectious, you know what I mean? Reggae, soca, calypso, all that kind of stuff. Some people go to the Caribbean once and they just never come back. Some people can't wait to go back. Some people make it their job to go to every island. Some people go to one island and end up in this island. So that is the whole Caribbean culture in itself. When you're saying what's next in terms of UK soca, well, you know, it's like Triniboi said, it's down to promoters and DJs, because it is a cycle. You have writers, you have producers, you have musicians, you have artists, you have DJs, you have promoters. The writer write, give to the producer, producer make beat to the writer get the artist sing over to the DJ play, club promoter here, get the artist, bring over the artist, book the artist get booked, right back to the writer, and it just continue around again. You know what I mean? So when you say what's next, it is more like a movement sort of thing. You know what I mean? So what's next in terms of promoters? You see that we have voters, you see we have followers, you see we have supporters. So promoters book us. What's next in terms of venue owners? You see our culture, it is a Caribbean diaspora. It is very minimal. So I mean, in certain terms, we can really generate certain incomes that you would like to generate for certain things to happen. However, it just takes one step to start the journey. You know what I mean? So doing that means that, you know, it opens a door for us as artists. Because if we have this support, MLM on a show, Miss Desire, Triniboi, myself, on one show, you bring 10 people, you bring 8 people, you bring 4, you bring 2. Them numbers add up as a whole. However, you have your show on Saturday the 15th, you have your show Saturday 15th, Saturday 15th, Friday 15th. I mean, you have 10 people there, you have 8 people there, you have 2 people there, you have 1 person there. You know what I mean? What a point. When all of us singing soca at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Yeah. So might as well just pick up the phone and say, hey, listen, Saturday the 18th free, how you feel? Well, cool, let's go. Because one friend will always bring one friend. Nobody come clubbing by themselves. Well, except me anyway. But nobody go clubbing by themselves. You know what I mean? So when them numbers double, 18 people now become 36. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that 36 like it. And they want to know when next. When the next thing will happen. You know what I mean?
Tell their friends as well.
And then they tell their friend. Then the 36 turn to 38. Then the 38 turn back to 10. But then the 10 turn out to 50. Then the 50 go back to 40. But the 40 turn out to 100. And that's how we go. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. But when you do it for the love of soca. Yeah. Don't do it because you want the profit in your pocket. Yeah. Don't do it because you want more pictures with everybody. Don't do it because you want more women in a York club. Don't do it because you prefer more virgin in a York club. You know what I mean? What's next means what's next as a whole. So promoters, book us. Producers, produce good music. Writers, write good music. If you're a writer, step out. Pick up the phone and say, listen, MLM, I have one song, listen. They listen, and if they listen and they think want to change this and that, bearing in mind the artist needs to be comfortable with the product. So if the artist tweaks certain things, and not offense and not disrespect, you just mean, yo, we just want to change this for my liking. Bring down the octave 2 notes. Bring down that, change this key, change that key, bam, you have one hit, everybody happy. You know what I mean? So that is what next work for me.
To build on from what he said as well, I think it's important that I get this point out there. I can't really speak for everybody because I guess everybody have their own individual way of thinking and how they might put certain things. But in terms of the promoters, I must say shout out to the ones who have been supporting. Definitely. Don't get me wrong, because I think a lot of the times we say, well, we need more support from promoters, from DJs. But there are ones who's out there who are supporting and who would play and who would get you on the bill and who would show support. So I'm saying big up to all you. I am grateful, I'm thankful. Definitely. Keep doing it. You can do it on a yearly basis, yeah, so I say on a monthly basis even, you know. And those of you who ain't doing it, well, now is the opportunity, you know. You could see, if you watch this interview now, you would see, you know what I mean. You could go on here, go on YouTube, do your research. Because I think one of the problems we have is not that promoters and DJs don't rate certain artists, but I think it's because they don't actually know.
Yeah.
That's what I think one of the problems is, they don't actually know. So if you do your research on certain artists, if you don't know and somebody say, hey, get Scrappy on the bill, they say, well, alright, let me go and listen to what he have. Let me see what he's been doing. Let me kind of, you know, because I think, for instance, if you're going to get Marsha Montano, if you're going to get Skinny, if you're going to get any kind of international artist, you will definitely do research on them to see what they have done in order to put them on your bill. So I think that's one of the main things that we would, or that I could advise that you could probably look into doing.
It's true, but obviously it's not a one-way street. I feel like every artist that's put themselves out there to a certain degree, you would have got approached for shows, and then, you know, once you do well at one show, you probably get approached for another and stuff like that. So even though I don't know what to say about promote, I feel like they're all, the scene's so small that I don't really think it's down to them not knowing.
One of the things that promoters,
everyone knows, like everybody knows when a new artist comes out. Like, I'm sure everybody, like, how can you not? If you're that into the scene and you're a promoter and this is how you put on events, you need to know. You need to know. It's crazy.
One of the things on them that I think like needs to happen is, and this vibe, stop having 15 shows on one night.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's ridiculous.
Definitely, yeah.
Bank holiday next year, every promoter don't put on one different show. One night, I'll promote a link, one big show. End of.
I don't mind. I'll do all 15. But I'll go on every show.
Check it now, right? Check it now. But you know, for artist moral, right? No, You're gonna have one show, one day north, one south, one east, one west. Now, a lot of things apply to this concept, right? Like for instance, the psychology behind it. Like me did tell Mr. Zaya earlier. The UK in itself, right? England does segregation. England does this race, that race, that, right? Right. Now, when West Indians come over here, because we need to adapt to this culture, we adapt to things that they live by. And segregation is one. We apply segregation to our culture. When you segregate one culture that is already minimal, what do you think is going to happen?
Like when you do the island thing, so the Grenadians be up in
and that is the thing. You know what I mean? But back home in the Caribbean, we don't segregate. If Burning Flames from Antigua come on Montserrat, 4,000 people will come out. If Marshall from Trinidad will come on Antigua, 10,000 people will come out. Because that's what it is. That is our culture. That is how we live. But when you come over here to the UK, West Indians, don't come to the UK and apply segregation to our culture. No, for real.
I understand what it's
because UK are the first place me ever hear people say that the one Trini fed, that the one Bayesian fed, that the one Lucian
But not even the UK.
Sorry, what? No, Bridget.
In London.
But this is what me say. You know what I mean? And the segregation happen. Because the UK does N1, E5, E8, E1. Then you know, me and your brethren, and you now go N1, me now go N1. That's for the N1, but we want to see that struggle because you now go N1, me now go N1. Next thing now, you don't like N1, no, me don't like N1. Me don't know why me don't like N1, but because you don't like N1, me don't like N1. And guess what? Me our month session, and 14,000 month session they N1, but me now go N1 because you don't like N1. I N1 never do nothing. You know what I mean? So that is what happens. So for those people that are not educated in Caribbean culture, then what they do, like the people that never been to the Caribbean, growing up, the 14 and the 15-year-olds and that kind of stuff, they grow up with the UK mentality, but with Caribbean background. So they're kind of in between, you know what I mean? So stuff like what you're doing and what you're doing, this should be supported by promoters.
Promoters. Like the camera.
No, for real, because it should be supported. Promoters should see this, understand what I'm saying, and then say, you know something, me as one promoter, me can invest in what you guys are doing. You and you come. Look, I try to apply for this or apply for that.
Well,
get this day,
Kingston
get that
University
day.
invested in
You
my
know
first
what I mean?
one.
But you see, but that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So if Kingston University can apply in your thing, and that is not a West Indian uni or college, then why one West Indian promoter cannot invest in that? You know what I mean? Instead, then we bring over one artist, the artist missed the flight, get you for still buy the ticket, full up in the thing, and then next thing now turn around and like, boy, money tight. Of course money tight, because you spend £4,000 for one artist that you only had £2,000 budget for.
It's true.
You know what I mean? So that's what happened. But then the outside now look at us here and think, yo, I got some good artists up there now. So if outside can endorse us, why inside can't endorse us?
But to be honest, it's very, very crucial for us to come together as a Caribbean unity, because like Scrappy said, it's so important to not segregate. I mean, when you go abroad, obviously they're not going to segregate because, you know, they're the one culture and they're the one people. But I mean, we're here in the UK and we're a minority. As much as there is loads of Caribbean people, we're still a minority. So instead of cutting down, we should all unite. And the thing is, like, promoters need to take more heed, because if we all unite and we all have one show on the same day and we all the same people, it's not even going to just generate interest in the UK. It is going to work on a bigger scale. It's going to be an international thing. So all in all, everybody will win, because the interest will come from around the world. Notting Hill is such a big carnival, but yet still is not a carnival that people like believe that they need to be at. I don't know how I can explain it, like the hype that happened around Miami Carnival. I mean, Miami happens all the time, and like New York happens all the time, but there's like a belief that you have to be at these carnivals, and if you don't go to the carnivals, like, oh, your life's over. Like, I hear people here in the UK that be like, I don't even want to know when Trinidad Carnival's happening because I'm so sad that I'm not there. But if the investors and the promoters and all the artists and the DJs put together and like build this community and this kind of soca culture that we have here, it will make Notting Hill that kind of like that big platform that people around the world be like, yo, I need to come to this carnival, I need to come here. I mean, look at Berlin. They've had their carnival for years, yes, but their carnivals kind of almost taken over Notting Hill in that kind of hype. Like everyone believes that they need to be there. Not saying that Berlin is a bad carnival. It's great. I've been there twice and it's fantastic. But the same way that Berlin Carnival is built up is the same way that promoters, investors, the DJs, the artists, we all should come together and build up this. And then what will happen? It will become an international thing. And people all over the world will just want to come. And when we have stuff like awards and monarchs and stuff like that, it will be internationally known and it will be like a hub of excitement.
How do you think this could happen though? Because obviously it's an ongoing issue, right?
Yeah.
So I think the next question is like, how would it happen?
I like how she asked that. I like how she asked that. We always talking, but we never actually come up with a solution. So I'm glad you asked.
You see, look, the solution is within each person, within themselves.
Exactly.
You hear me?
Change the
because for years, we as artists have been crying out to promoters. Stop bringing them artists over and leave us out to the bill. Don't bring them artists and leave us out. Bring them if you want, bring them, but include us in. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you're going to bring over this artist, bring us in because we're doing the same thing that they're doing. Fair enough if them songs might be bigger and better. Cool. But you know what? The 4 people that like us would like to see us during Carnival. You know what I mean? They would like to see us during Carnival time. Yeah. You check? Wow. So, you know, we need to give them 4 people something to do or to come and see us at. So, within itself, what we need to do, as in each person, if you're a fan, be a fan. Pay your £5 for the early bird ticket if you can't buy the £10 ticket. And you come to the event. You know what I mean? Yeah. You check? If you know, Triniboi when he bring his album out, I went up to the shop, I'm going to buy my album. You check? I buy my album, I'm going to tweet Triniboi Joocie album out. When Lieutenants brought the album out, I went, I'm going to buy the album. Because I know I'm a supporter, I'm a fan, I'm an artist. I'm a fan through and through. So when you bring your event, I support your event. I'm going to buy the ticket. Sometimes even buy the ticket and give you the ticket if I know I'm not reach. If I know I'm not reach, I call them Virgin and I say, yo, promoter, I have one ticket, but I might not reach. Can I start whatever out? What the ticket number? Blah, blah, blah. Then check the book. Good, ticket on the door. Call them Virgin, I say, yo, I got a ticket on the door for you. If you walk with a girl, give the girl the ticket and you pay going. Bam, everything look nice. You know what I mean? But we, personally, fans need to be fans and support. Yeah. Artists need to be artists and put out music. Producers need to be producers and produce. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not just make a beat once a year or only make a beat if this person goes sing on your beat. All of that need to stop. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Touching on what they were saying and to answer the question, I think everybody needs to do what they need to do. Yeah, yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So like, for instance, what you're saying, producer be producer, DJ be DJ, promoter be promoter, let the artist be the artist, you know? Definitely, I think we need to continue pushing how we are pushing and kind of building up momentum in terms of the different ways how we are working, because I think that's what makes a scene, having the variety, you know. If everybody was to work exactly the same, then it wouldn't be it wouldn't be something that people would want to know, you know. Also, I know there's artists missing who's not here, you know what I mean, and who's doing their thing. But you understand? And the point we're trying to make is that basically we have a range of different artists, right? The way we can make and push things forward is by promoters. It's just a matter of you doing your research, right? We can't tell you how to do your job. You need to know what works best for you.
Definitely.
We just giving you an idea. Definitely. We are here. Yeah. You understand?
To be fair, I think that I think everyone so far does their job to the way that they should do it. So like, if we are here as artists, we'll be pushing as artists. I mean, there's little things that we could all probably work on, but we do what we need to do. So it's just a case of having an open mind. I'm sure everybody sitting here has an open mind. Like, we don't mind going and saying that we do UK Soca. We don't mind saying, oh, can we come and perform? You know what I mean? It's like, you need to come out of the mentality and the mindset that you have. Don't automatically think that, oh, I can't do this with everybody else because it's my plan only. Like, you know what I mean? You need to be a bit more open-minded. You know, together, you need to do things more together, like teamwork.
Like
kind of makes
new rhythm
work.
and get all the brand new rhythm. Get the rhythm.
Originally. I think another major thing is attitude. Like, as to if you get booked as well, because at the end of the day, once you join the soca scene in whatever way, whether you want to start by being a producer or whether you're just a fetter or whatever it is, everyone adds everyone on Facebook. That's the first thing. Second thing is everyone meets up at fets, right? That's where everyone sees each other. So I feel like if you come across like you're not approachable, but this is producers, artists, whatever role you play. I think if you come across that you're not approachable, you're not a nice person, I feel like as a promoter they're not going to want to. Why would you want to book someone who appears to have a bad attitude? Doesn't make sense. Why do you want them at your party? Okay, fair enough, you like their song, but it's not everyone that knows everyone. You have to be introduced at some point. Do you know what I mean? And obviously fets are social. Even though there's music, you know, people always find time to meet people, make friends, you know, whatever it may be. But I think that attitude is something that is important, and I feel like if you put yourself out there as a nice person, or if you are naturally a nice person, which is how it should be, I just think you'll get booked more, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
Just
because remember when we started, we used to up in effect, yo, Roughneck, yeah, Scrappy, UK Soca artist, just to let you know that. You know what I mean? No, because most times you have to put our face to the name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
but
you see,
Scrappy,
most times.
let me stop you there. But when you do that, have you done that to some people and they look at you and think, and what?
Right, no, they do that, yes. Some people think, okay, yeah, and you know, am I supposed to know you? Yeah. You know what I mean? But when they do that, what you do, move on to the next person and introduce yourself.
Exactly.
That's all what it is. Because my thing is, what problem will come on problem when you may come on problem.
It's true.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's true.
And if you go and say, this guy walk up to me last week, Scrappy, like soca artist, what am I supposed to do with that? Cool. In the next release, you will find out what you're supposed to do with that. In the next year, when you hear 4 or 5 tunes on the radio, or you see me on Through the Rose stage or Frenzy stage, ripping up the crowd, you will then realize, right, he met me 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's how we work.
I love it.
You check, if you're going with the intention of getting back a response, that way you set yourself up. Exactly. My job is to let you know who I am. Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now, whether if you already know, or if you care, that's not the point. You know what I mean? My point is to let you know who I am.
Planting the seed.
You check? So even when, you know, a year for come, you might they laugh about them, like, yeah, you know me, like the other day, me did this fret and this guy just walk up to me, Scrappy, UK Soca artist. you know, me can't stand that kind of people. Cool. But somebody might pass and say, yeah, I'm another dude there. Yeah, he do soca. Oh really? Yeah, listen to his song. Oh, that he, yeah, oh, me never know all the time I dance to his song. And that's how we work. That's how you work. It depends on the mentality that you have behind her. Right, yeah. My mentality is for let you know who me be. Right? You know what I mean? So if I come and introduce myself, I have a problem. You check me, introduce myself, me let you know who me be. Sometimes I have one CD for me. Lean over me like, yo, what BPM you play? 120? Number 1 or 120, yes. Okay. You know what I mean? And that's how we work. And that's how we work. Me stand up outside fet before with 10 CDs just to wait. And man they like, you know what I mean? Cool. And man they like, who that? At the Martin J, yeah. Then I'm, yo Martin, what on? Yeah, cool. CD, yeah, the first track, 120. Next set, alright, cool. Peace. Check that. You know me? And that's why it be. No shame in this game. You know me? Remember when me started? Me went, you know the Metro newspaper? That thing. Me take my flyers and me stick them in each metro. Yeah. Album launch. More people turn up than anything. Me don't know what I mean. Wow. You know what I mean? But you got all kind of people outside line up for the album launch. Just to look for a Saturday night. You know what I mean? Club full. Do they listen to soca? No. You know what I mean? You could see the crowd and realize this is not a Caribbean crowd. You know what I mean? Caribbean people in Metro. But when you open the thing and you drop out the man, they're like, what? And that's how we work. You know what I mean? And 1 year later, oh man might never come back again. And man like, yo, man got a good time. But the mentality that you need to have is not to expect back. Yeah, but to go knowing my job is to let you know who I am. Introduce yourself, break the ice, and that's it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as you were saying too, I remember that when I first come out, you know what I mean?
When I first did video.
And this guy, like I was introduced to this guy, however, he's part in the soca scene, you know, and my friend introduced me, I said, well, yo, he's a soca man, he do anything, and he heard my name now and he like, and like laugh. So I watch him like, I watch him like, you know what I mean, I get vexed. So I watch him like, who is this? I was like, who's this guy, you know, you laughing at me, like, who's this guy? you know. So I went on YouTube and I researched, you know, and you know, obviously, yeah, and I kind of got the motivation. I said, you know what, I'm not gonna let this phase me, you know, and I worked, you know what I mean, work, and sometimes, as you were saying, sometimes you had to do like certain shows where, you know what I mean, it's not a packed crowd, but all that is part of the grind and how, you know what I mean, you'll get to that stage then, basically, you know. Yeah. So the point I was making, I can't really remember, but
I feel like everyone's kind of talking about how artists now need to do their part in pushing the culture, and I just feel like another thing is that we need to support each other, like in whatever way that is. Like, if I feel like it's important to help each other out. It's a small scene. I don't think like it's too small for there to be any negativity and for there to be any sort of divide, especially like there's like female to male artists. It's too. I feel like it's getting too divided now. The UK soca scene as it is quite small. Artists, there's not that many of us. I feel like we can all like chip in and support each other. Like what Scrappy was saying. Like it looks like Eminem and Triniboi Joocie kind of have similar things going on. I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to give him an idea for his workshops that he ain't thinking about. It's because there's always a bigger picture. It's about helping the young people when it comes to that. There's always a bigger picture with our music. It's about spreading our culture. So there's always ways of like helping each other and like supporting each other, and I feel like that would be a good way for us to like move the culture and help UK soca to expand.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely.
Promoters got plenty for watch, boy. Plenty for watch, Jen. You know me, plenty for watch.
Last words as we're wrapping up. Any words out there to your fans, family, people have supported you? Shout outs,
you big ups.
You bet.
Why? No, all in all, look, in our reality, what it is, look, I like this, right? If you hear Lil Rhythm Pan show and Benjai pass and Benjai grace the stage, everybody happy. So if Triniboi Joocie Pan show and Scrappy pass and grace the stage, people should be happy. Like MLM said, the support should be there for artists within artists and artists and artists. You know what I mean? Once the artists they have the network they're going, then the artists can start to build, the fan base grow, and fans realize, oh, then two artists have alliance, so we will support either or, whenever, whatever, however, if ever. You know what I mean? And that in itself need to happen. The artists in themselves need to understand that bonding need to be there between artists. Like Miss Desire, congrats on the BA, on the British Airways thing they go on there. You know what I mean? That is happening. In all due respect, Marsha get nominated for Grammy. My tweet went mad. Mr. Desire accepted from BA. What happened? You know what I mean? But and that is what I'm saying. You check stuff like that. We need to highlight every little thing that happens and make the outside public and make the fans and them in the UK realize that, you know something, we're not getting the opportunities that they're getting because them fellas are already up there, but we're on our way up there as well. So every step that we take, every little step, bit by bit, when it happens, we support, we retweet as it stands. The viral market is heavy. So when you see one like phone page, click the like. You know what I mean? Click the like. If somebody had to go up when the whole Vegas saga there happened, everybody all up in the Vegas business. You know what I mean? But, you know, if me had to say now, for real, but the truth, everybody got the opinion of the man life, and that's a sudden negative, that's a drama, so everybody want a piece of that. If me had to say now, yo, I have a new track will come out next week, nobody gonna care about that. You know what I mean? Me had to say no, yo, I have two women outside the club, how forget out. Guarantee everybody go tell me, boy go through the window, boy go through the emergency exit.
I think that's separate about us as a scene then, because it's not one person that's doing it, it's everybody not contributing, so. Well,
you see, and this is why I said the artists in themselves need to have that bonding and that alliance.
It has to start somewhere.
Exactly. So, you know, MLM headline in one show and Triniboi Joocie decide to feature on stage for one tune, I want big up. Cool,
and they
you know what I mean? Support, because you know what I mean? Because if me on stage and my boy step on stage, make a glad, you know what I mean? Come like, yo, I want fellow artists, you know what I mean? He give me 2 minutes for go and drink and back the water for mash up the crowd and come back, and that's how we work, you know what I mean? And that's how we work. Back home in it, well, Back home in the Caribbean, when artists come on, me show when Marshall on stage and Benjai just happen to jump on. Man, I go mad. Marshall sing battle around, Benjai come on and sing People's Champion. Everybody go mad. You know what I mean? Another one with him, when Antilles rhythm happen, Marshall perform and the rhythm run and Curry just walk up on stage. Crowd gone mad. So why the same thing can happen here? Artists perform, then see artists in the crowd, then start to give them the eye, yo, no, come on my stage now. You know what I mean? But the artists in themselves need to have the bonding there. So every artist out there, email me, link me, friend me, like you back, tweet me, tweet you back. And that's how you work. That is just for me.
I think this is a good start, man, because I've never been invited to anything like this before. You know what I mean? This is the first time I'm actually sitting down with
winners.
You know what I mean?
No, just ask.
No, but you understand what I mean? Like, personally, like I've lined with him before. You know what I mean? I've lined with you before. I've never we lined before. We lined before, but not like events at Pan and you know what I mean? I think it's a good opportunity. You know that people can see this as well. You know what I mean? And see that. For those of you who's not here, you know what I mean, we chop the same way, we could vibe still, you know what I mean? We need to build this. But yeah, as I said, I want to big up everybody in the Joocie camp. You don't know, you could get me on Twitter at Triniboi Joocie. Triniboi Joocie.com. You know, at Triniboi Joocie.com. You ain't gonna get it, I'm gonna come up on the era. We can edit that, right? Don't go to that. We're going to start again.
Take two. I'm not good at acting.
That's not fair.
We're going to start by, start with two now.
Where am I starting again? Take two.
No, you don't have to say it again.
Link up, big up yourself, the Bayesian always want. The Bayesian always want.
Can I just say that Dwayne is very talented, that he knows where to come and
yo, never know yo, me and yo, me and yo. Hey, how come your accent never come in when you sing that song to me? But no, for real, artists, the relationship need to be there, okay? Every artist need to understand that link need to be there between the artists. Send an occasional email. Yo, Triniboi, we just here in the studio, me hear one vibe and want to know, blah, blah, blah. Triniboi, listen to the tune, give me your opinion as an artist. MLM, listen this, we need some backup vocals, let me know if you're willing for coming. And that's how we work. That's how we work,
that's how
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly, that's how we should work. So whenever you see the one track, and you see BVs by MLM and Triniboi and Miss Desire and Scrappy and BV and Maya, you know what I mean? And it work, and then what you do now, it make you realize that one network there in itself between the artists them. Because if the product itself a link as one force and hit you, then you as the consumer have no other option than to go. If
and
not
also
the first
it shows that we believe in the whole scene as a whole, so it makes people want to believe.
And that's how we work, because when you artists from Barbados and Trinidad and St. Lucia come on the scene, they will bring one producer with them. And when the producer just come on the scene, producer get a little foot in, bam, bust off and do your thing by yourself. Yes, you know what I mean? And that's how we work. And then we up here now see how the market they happen. And then we kill ourselves to go to the market, then when we have the same market up here. What software them got to use that we don't have? Then got Apple Mac computer, we have Apple Mac too. Then got Logic, we have Logic. Then got Pro Tools, we got Pro Tools. Then got microphone, we got microphone. So why any different? You know what I mean? Them got for them the talent, we have our talent. You check, so with our due respect to every artist, international, local, global, we are not calling me. Anybody else, you know what I mean? Big up yourself. So artists, form the relationship between all of us. And once the promoters and the fans see the relationship between the artists, them have no other option than to adapt to that and work along with that. That's my 2 cents.
We're doing take two?
It's just big ups.
Yeah. Big ups.
Juicy.
I wanna big up I wanna big up Joocie Camp first and foremost. Big up to everybody supported this year. Promoters and the DJs who have supported. Those of you who haven't, you could join in. And yeah, you could follow me on Twitter at Triniboi Joocie. That's TRINIBOIJOOCIE in case you can't spell it. Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, Instagram, Facebook, website www.triniboijoocie.com. When this upload, it will be connected and thing, right? So yeah, you can catch me, man. Thanks and big up, man.
Oh my god.
Big up UK Soca scene too.
And my mom.
Oh my goodness. Last words. I think that it is fantastic that that we could all be here in the same room to share ideas. So God big up UK Soca Scene for that. I think that anybody who's watching it should actually take heed and start with the I feel offended, but don't be offended. Just be like, this is something that I can learn from, and just come together. And I think that if we all work together as we're saying now, I think that this is something that could definitely grow, and I think that we should just keep doing what we're doing.
Ladies?
Last words, thank you UK Soca Scene for having us and for bringing us all together. Thank you for everyone who actually voted for us to actually win that award, because we wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case. And thank you to the MLM crew. You've always got
the MLM crew, we love you.
Yes, you always got our backs, and we're gonna keep pushing this music forward and
we love
doing good stuff. And we already gave you all our Twitter, our Facebook. Follow us,
Scrappy.
like us.
Twitter at Muzik Lil Muzik. That's MUZIK, and it's not Lil Muzik, it's Muzik Lil Muzik.
Oh, I didn't give my links. Can you all please follow me? Is that Mr. Desire Artist? You can follow Scrappy, but he doesn't tweet a lot, so.
I do, I'm tweeting food.
Yeah,
I always tweet food. Follow me at Scrappy online.
And tweet him food. He tweets.
Serious, I always eat. Always eat. My mother tell me.
I don't know how he's not fat.
No, because my mother tell me I'm a growing child, so I'm still optimistic to that. I still believe that I'm about to grow.
So, is it too much for you guys to sign off with some vocal, little bit of...
Scrappy, you can
show us what you
We will be fetting from sun up right to sundown. I got ice in my glass with Coca-Cola. That's what I drink cause I am a soldier. Go and tell the world that Scrappy told ya. Man a bad man, so give me soca. Anyway, me go me takana. It could have been a hot girl or a... Everybody start turning around. Yeah, if you're going down, just touch the ground. Devotion, looking like I'm here, we go wrong. If you see the mind, the girl, just go down, girl. Hey, hey,
Alright, so carnival or wine is time when you see her wine it down low. Hey, when the bass line starts to hit, we're working out of control. Roll back and all on the road. Sweet soca can let we go. Winding up on anything while you're pushing my bumper roll.
Right before I step inside the dance, you say you want wine on me. Right before I put my waist, push it to the back, you want wine on me. I tell you I try to walk on by, you want wine on me. You feel you must have a chance to dance, boy, back off on me.
You heard it right here, massive. The winners of 2012 Best UK Male Artist.
Best UK Soca video and best
track.
song, yeah.
Best male, sorry, female. That was
Best male.
right, so the rewind. Best female UK artist and the best UK group. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I wish you all the best. And
Thank you.
Peace out.